This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
So I was driving into work this morning, and there's usually not many people on the road, but I happened to be at a red light beside a Jeep owner. And, of course, driving the other way, waiting at the red light, another Jeep owner. So I'm like the one person not in a Jeep at this intersection. And as the light turns green and we cross each other, I see the Jeep owners do the Jeep owner thing. Have you seen this?
Yes, I
'Cause
have.
the tops were down, too, because it was a warm morning. They do the thing where they give each other the nod. They're like, hey, we're both Jeep owners. I think motorcycle riders or Harley riders do the same thing.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a little quick high beam. Sometimes it's a flashing of the lights. Like there's little things that you can do to like acknowledge one another. But it's
Yeah.
like, hey, bro, you got a Jeep. I got a Jeep.
Yeah.
We're bros,
I'm
I
not going
guess.
to lie. I felt super left out. Like I was like, they were all at the cool table and I was like sitting by myself in the corner. It was like high school all over again. I wonder how to get in on this for Father's Day because it's Father's Day this weekend, right? Do you think like where do you draw the limits for acknowledging someone else who has the same thing as you? Like
If you see another dad, you're just like, hey, dad.
but more, it has to be more specific because there's a lot of dads. I think it has to be like if you're a dad with a dad bod. So like if you're walking down the street and you're passing another dad who's also got a dad bod,
Come on.
you just kind of give the sup. That knowing look like both got dad bods.
Come on.
Yeah, you got a small barrel? I got a small barrel. I'm a strong 40 waist. How about you? 5'8", 40 waist, low center of gravity.
And this is
Sup?
all unsaid, but it's all in the nod.
With the nod, the same way Jeep owners, you know why you're giving the nod. It's dad bod, the dad bod nod.
These are the thoughts that go through your mind.
Yes, this is exactly what goes through. It all
Okay.
happened at the intersection.
So Lim, give me a scenario where dad bod is walking past somebody who has a six pack, who's also a dad. Got kids
and then
in
the
tow.
six-pack guy tries to be part of it. And
Yeah.
that'd be like me in my Hyundai, like trying to be part of the Jeep interaction. They'd be like, "Get out of here, Hyundai!" Like, no, you'd be like, "Get out of here! You can't be part of this club, six-pack." Zac Efron, we don't need you. Leo DiCaprio, guess what? You're part of Team Dad Bod.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
with 62 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes for his 16th win. I give you the #1 ranked eater in the world, Joey Chestnut!
Oh, man, that's hilarious. That was last year. Joey Chestnut, 62 dogs he downed. That's probably how many I eat in about 4 years.
It's a lot. And
It's
they
a lot of
have
dogs.
a whole technique, and there's like a bun, and they soak the bun in water, and it's a whole thing. It's hard to watch.
It's all part of Major League Eating. The MLE, you a big fan?
I didn't even know that existed.
That's a league. Major League Baseball, Major League Eating. It's right up there.
We only know because of this story.
Yeah, so you guys probably heard this story. Eva was actually talking about this a couple days ago. So Joey Chestnut always takes part in the Nathan's hot dog eating competition. He's the reigning champ. He signed a deal with a vegan hot dog company, and Nathan's did not like that. So he's been booted from the contest.
He's been banned. And I guess they see that vegan hot dog company as a competitor. So they're like, no, we sell hot dogs. They sell hot dogs. You can't be a part of this.
Joey Chestnut's cashing in. Not only did he sign this deal with this vegan hot dog company, Netflix acted quickly when they saw he had been booted. Guess what is streaming live September 2nd? It is the two goats of competitive eating on the male side, Joey Chestnut
I have
versus...
a guess. They are going to be fasting, just not eating anything at all. It's just a live show.
Competitive fasting?
It's the opposite
Wow.
of eating a lot of food.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think when this guy goes to like Six Flags in the States, can he just like crush a dog for leisure, or is it like make him feel like he's at work?
Yeah. Is it one of those things that reminds him of having to eat 62 of them so it makes him sick to his stomach? Or does he like train for this? Like, what does he do to his stomach to get ready to be able to do this? And then how do you become a regular person afterwards?
That's what I want to know. Like, does your stomach know like this is competition time versus like it's just a Saturday night and he's out for dinner with his friends? Can you even enjoy a meal and process it properly? Or is his system just like, nope, quick, not for enjoyment?
Ugh. Or is he that friend you just don't invite over because you're like, he's going to eat all the food?
And are you putting... You think he's putting toppings on his hot dog when he's getting them? Like
hot dogs are probably ruined for him. You're probably right.
if it makes him feel like we listen to radio when we're not here.
Right.
So maybe he eats hot dogs when he's not.
Yes.
Is that
That's
the same?
the logic.
Is that a fair analogy?
It's the same thing. No.
We have so many questions.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
this is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
So Father's Day is this Sunday, and you know you're going to be celebrating with your dads, and there's various ways to do that. But we want to know if you have any fess-ups, Father's Day fess-ups, something that you maybe want to share now that you haven't shared with your father before.
Yeah,
maybe you don't talk as much as you like to.
Or maybe it's something you did as a kid that you couldn't tell them because you knew you'd get in trouble. But now you're an adult, so you're like, I can tell Dad now. Like, I'm a grown-up. This is fine. So you can use our platform, our show. You call us. You tell us what you want to fess up, and you can do it. I got one that sort of fits in this category, although I fessed up. My father found out, and we kept it a secret from my mom. So it's sort of a fess-up that I had to hide from my mom.
Okay.
This was back in high school. I got a one-day suspension in high school. We won't go into details for what, but basically I was 18 at the time, so the principal had said, you're an adult, so we're not going to call your parents or send a letter home. This is just on you. So I was like, sweet. So I woke up that morning. I put on my backpack, did the whole I'm going to school facade, left the house, waited for my parents to go to work, came back to the house, fired up the N64. And I'm like, great, I got a whole day of GoldenEye and Mario Kart ahead of me.
So you really felt bad about what you were suspended for?
I was thinking it through while I was playing Rainbow Road.
Obviously.
And then my dad came home for lunch, as he often does, but that's fine because I would have been home for lunch too, right? So I'm sitting there playing Mario Kart, and my dad comes into the family room, and he goes, so, you're home for lunch? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, are you home from lunch or are you suspended? And I'm like, and he hands me a letter. Like the school did send a letter. I guess clerical error. They sent a letter to my parents and it said that I was suspended for a day. So I leveled with my dad. I told him what happened. And I'm like, look, I know you understand. My dad was like the most calm, level-headed person. I'm like, Mom is not going to understand this. Please don't tell Mom. He never told my mom.
Really?
Yeah.
He kept your secret for you.
And actually, at my father's funeral 2 years ago, I shared this story as part of the speech, as part of the eulogy, and my mom was shocked.
Really?
That was the first time. That was the first time she heard that I got suspended in high school.
Yeah, on the text line here, anonymous. I'm totally throwing my mom under the bus on this, but it was a team effort. My mother would tell my sister and I to accidentally break the basement windows while playing soccer outside. This was so my dad would have to replace them with new ones.
That is devious, and I love it.
So pro move.
Such a pro move. You need the windows replaced. Dad won't do it. Here's how we do it. Let's do one more here. Tanya from Kitchener, what's your Father's Day fess-up?
So I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. It's been 25 years. But 25 years ago, I made my dad some oatmeal cookies, baked them, took all the time, delivered them to him, my mom and him, and they loved them. So for 20 years, I've been baking him these oatmeal cookies, and he's been telling everyone how wonderful they are. No one can compare. And the whole time, they've been from a box.
Oh, my goodness. Tanya.
You've been buying them from somewhere and taking responsibility for baking them.
Actually, I have my aunt now who goes down to the U.S. because I can't get them here anymore, and they purchase them in bulk for me and bring them back so I can make these cookies for my dad.
I totally hope her dad is listening. That is wild.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
I'm wondering, what is the klutziest thing you've ever done in the kitchen? Because I had no idea there was a day to celebrate this. It is Kitchen Klutz's Day. It's a bad place to be a klutz.
Yes, it is, because so many bad things can happen. And I am proof. I came in this morning. What do you see on my finger over here?
Oh, you got a cut on your ring
I
finger.
got a big little gash here.
A big little gash?
It's a little big gash.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a big little gash.
What a descriptor for people listening right now.
It's on my finger, so it's small, but it's a big gash.
Yeah, well, stuff on the fingers hurts.
Yeah.
Right? And everything in the kitchen is sharp or breakable or liquid.
Yeah. What is your kitchen klutz story?
Oh, man. Okay, so I'm going to take you back to my university days, McMaster University. Fired up the George Foreman grill. Had a frozen pack of Italian sausages. I was going to do sausages and vegetables for dinner. So I'm talking to friends, and the sausages were frozen, so I'm trying to separate them. So they're in the styrofoam little thing, and there's like 6 sausages frozen, stuck together. So I'm talking to friends and not concentrating on what I'm doing, and I've got a knife.
No.
This is really stupid.
No.
And I'm stabbing in between the sausages.
No, don't do that.
To separate them. Ooh. And then all of a sudden I break through the sausage, break through the styrofoam, and also stab down into the top of my thumb. Vertically down, and it was deep, and it didn't, you know when you hurt yourself and you don't feel the pain right away and it doesn't register?
Yeah.
So I knew I did something, and then I'm standing by the kitchen sink, and there's the backsplash wall. And I'm like, why is the backsplash wall like red?
Oh no.
And it was doing that like
No.
that like spritz blood.
No.
And I look down and I go, oh my goodness, that's coming out of my thumb.
Oh.
And so I had to go to the McMaster Hospital.
Is that how you said it too? Really calmly? Like, oh no, there's something squirting
Like
out of
in
my thumb.
no, like in my brain, I was like, why is there like
in
what's
shock?
that red stuff on the wall? And then I look, I'm like, oh, it's like sprinkler out of my thumb.
Oh no.
So I didn't get to eat the sausage, and I spent the next 4 hours waiting at the McMaster Hospital, putting pressure on it. By the time the doctor saw me, he's like, yeah, put a Band-Aid on it.
That's it?
That was it.
Oh, wow.
So, but one of my friends was a nurse, and she insisted. She's like, you have to go. I was like, let me just
to
stay
make
home.
sure.
But, yeah.
Oh my. Okay, mine's not that bad.
No?
So I like to crack my eggs on the side of the counter, right? Because I like to
okay.
pretend I'm a professional,
Okay.
right? That I can do that. Every now and then I give it a little too much. You know, I'm like stronger than I think, and you just smash eggs all over your counter.
That's not
It's
good.
the worst thing ever. It's the cleanup. Have you ever tried to clean up eggs?
It's like, yeah, it's not pretty.
No, they're slippery. It's
goopy.
It's goopy. It's hard to, and then it's a waste of an egg. Eggs are expensive
Mhm, and delicious.
and delicious.
You're chasing the egg all over the kitchen?
Yes.
Basically, that's how you clean it.
That's exactly it. But it happens so often that I should really stop
Why don't
doing
you just
that
use like a knife to tap it on the side?
because I think I'm fancy.
All right.
Yeah.
Just don't stab down into the egg.
Yes, that we know not to do.
Kitchen Klutzes. We celebrate you, and you're not alone.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.